Okay. Here we've already identified the slope field for number 1 is graph B, and the slope field for number 2 is graph D. So we have just 2 slope fields left. And it should be fairly easy to determine which one is A and which one is C. They're not really very much alike. And if we look at question number 3, notice that this is autonomous. The derivative depends only upon y on number 3, and on number 4 the derivative depends only upon the variable x. And so by identifying critical values, we should easily be able to see which one is 3 and which one is 4. So on 3 we have our slope is equal to y. And we know the slope is 0 when y is 0. So when y is 0, I'm going to do my phase line. This is where y equals 0. And when y is positive, my graph is positive. When y is negative, my graph is negative. So notice that here 0 is a critical value, and the 0 is a repeller, which means the graph is unstable close to the critical value. So y equals 0 is the x-axis. That would be here. When y is greater than 0, the slope is positive. Notice that this graph A is going up to the right above the line y equals 0, and the slope is negative when y is less than 0. And so graph A would be number 3. And then for number 4, we've got our slope is x over x minus 2. Here, because we have a fraction, we know that x cannot be equal to 2, or this fraction is undefined. So notice that what happens on graph number C, at 2, you have this line, and actually at that line, it's the graph is either going straight down or going straight up. It appears that it's going straight down. At x equals 2, the graph is probably undefined. And so there may not be any points right at x equals 2, but very close to it you're going to have lines that look almost vertical. And then the slope is 0 when the numerator is 0. There's my mouse. So m equals 0 when a fraction is 0 when its numerator is 0, when x equals 0. So when x is equal to 0, that's on our y-axis. Notice that you have these horizontal line segments. And then to verify the rest of the graph, you'll need to compare the factors of the numerator and the denominator. We know that when both x and x minus 2 are positive, the graph is going to be increasing. That's going to be these portions to the right. When both x and x minus 2 are negative, the graph is also going to be positive. That's going to be these points to the left of x equals 0. And then in between x equals 0 and x equals 2, x is going to be positive, x minus 2 will be negative, and the quotient will be negative. So it's decreasing between x equals 0 and x equals negative 2. Anyway, equation 4 is graph C.